This, where can I put it? It would be nice to get here actually. I don't think it's going to work.
Maybe the weather's better and they don't want to get the
not green.
One was very needing more children, she changed them on. He then had one. And then he
Hello everybody, we are live at the Grinstead Town Council meeting. I'm just going to flip you over so that you can see what's going on. And before you ask, yes, we have a question.
I'm not getting planning to take some away. Well, you know when you were there, there was there this week, but
By allowing them to
do you know the password?
I've got the password.
And then next week.
we don't look to
Android 10 with a phone.
Hey, can I ask you to close the door? All right. Okay. good evening everybody. Sorry I'm 2 minutes late. Welcome to my last full council as mayor. We'll start off with the meeting. We'll start with public question time. We have one question. Would you like to stand up and introduce yourself?
I'm Alex Barnshoffs. I think most of you know me by now. Firstly, I want to say thank you to the Mayor for accepting my question despite not relating to an item on today's agenda. I'm pleased to see that the agenda notes that the public now have 2 minutes to speak at these meetings, and I intend to make the most of my allocated time today to provide some brief context before asking my question. In order to work at Scientology's UK headquarters at St Hill, Scientologists are required to sign 1 billion-year contracts dedicated their entire lifetime and all future lives to working for the church.
That doesn't relate to the question.
It does, I'm getting there. Just give me, I'm allowed 2 minutes, I'm very, very brief. I myself signed one of these contracts, and fortunately I left before I was able to complete the full length of my contracted term. These staff members are known collectively as the SEA organisation, and they are provided housing and food in return for their lifetime of service. SEAL members are expected to work 14 to 16-hour days, 7 days a week with no time off, and are paid a weekly stipend of just £50. Stephen Jones, who's here with me today, is one of these members and worked at St Hill. As a result of the commitment to working for the organisation, Scientology keep a tight grip on the lives of its SEAL staff. Only certain approved executives are permitted to engage with outsiders, and leaving the St Hill compound will only be approved if you're performing well in your job, and certainly won't be allowed unaccompanied. By design, the SEAL staff have limited contact with the outside world, and any personal devices they are allowed to have are closely monitored. In Scientology, mental health is seen as a conspiracy funded by Big Pharma, and the tragic death of Lisa McPherson in 1995 demonstrates how Scientologists are heavily discouraged from seeking external help if they face any form of mental health challenges. At the annual town meeting, we heard about the fantastic work being done by a local resident to promote mental wellness in East Grinstead. What are East Grinstead Town Council doing to promote mental health services and ensure they are inclusive and accessible to everybody, especially, for example, the SEAL staff at St Hill, who may not otherwise be aware of the support available in the local area?
Thank you very much. To answer your question, it's not strictly relating to the business of the last full council. I'll just state that because the person that you were referring to, it was really an acknowledgement of his incredible feat of 366 consecutive marathons. The fact that he did it for Samaritans is not the reason why he was there. But as a council, we don't provide mental health services. They're provided by other agencies within the town, and I think it's worthwhile sort of mentioning this to everybody. So, because there are other organisations in the town, and also other people that don't have access to the internet as well. So we share posters when they're provided to us by local community organisations, both on social media and physically where possible at East Court, at the library, and notice boards where there may be space available. Plus there is obviously citizens' advice within the library too. We have a tourism team based at the library who can signpost members of the public to services which are available, including social prescribers who are linked to GP practices. Also, we also have a What's On in East Grinstead leaflet, which includes a list of health groups and contact details. So I hope that answers that question. Thank you. Does anybody else have any questions? Okay, great. Okay, we'll start the meeting. Oh, okay.
Recording in progress.
Okay, item number 1 on the agenda is to, for apologies for absence, we have one apology for tonight's council visit. I'd like everybody to accept that. Item number 2 is to confirm the minutes of the Town Council held on the 27th of January and the extraordinary general meeting on the 17th of March. This is for accuracy only. I would like to propose that, please. Got a second?
Happy to second that.
Last time. Thank you. Does anybody have any comments with regards to those minutes? No? All those in favour of approval? Thank you very much. Item number 3 is to receive any declarations of personal or pecuniary interest. If anybody does have any declarations to make this evening. No? Fantastic. We'll just move on then. Item number 4, Town Mayor's announcements. Before I mention a few engagements that I've had since the last full Town Council, just a quick mention about St Margaret's Loop for everybody, a little update. West Sussex County Council have advised us that after consideration of the technical aspects of the proposed scheme on the 2 bridge structures, it will be acceptable for West Sussex County Council to initiate the process to take on the bridges. And the following is a summary of the process and timeline. Well done to Town Clerk for the team for persevering with that. The handover is likely to take approximately 12 months and would entail the following. Final consideration of the technical aspects, which are largely been completed actually, and a review of the detailed design package within the design and check certificates. The next is a consideration of any existing defects to be addressed by the current bridge owners. The handover process, including joint inspection with the existing owners to ensure that that any remedial works where required have been completed satisfactorily, and then completion of all the legal matters on ownership, land issues with relevant parties, and completion of the health and safety file. The process to address these matters will commence within the next A&T committee meeting. Is that right, Sam?
Well, we'll obviously, this came in Friday afternoon, is that date, so we haven't done anything with it yet, so we will start work looking at, the Rex should be talking to me about what we do next, and we will bring a proposal to the next A&T meeting for next steps.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for that. Great work. Well done everybody who's involved with that as well. It's a big step in the right direction. And as you can imagine, I'm pretty pleased with that. Can't wait to cycle down. Yeah, absolutely. We can start at Kincombe West on that. Brilliant. Yes, for me personally, it's been an incredible couple of months actually, with some great events and meeting some of our towns, very impressive and dedicated people within the town. A couple of things well, there are 5. There was a volunteer event at Chepper Mead, which was really well attended actually. So lots of organisations in the town looking for volunteers, and it was a really uplifting experience actually. Lots of people came, and I think the Bloom were there as well, weren't they? Plus, a lot of other organisations as well. Really well attended, so that was fantastic. We also had a good trip down at Bluebell as well. Obviously, we had John come in at the annual town meeting a few weeks ago, but that was excellent. It's such a great asset to the town having that station down there. So we're really looking forward to building a closer relationship and a tie with Bluebell. There was a very good event at QVH as well. It's a Healthcare Science Week, and some of the things that they are doing at QVH is quite incredible actually. Really amazing. We're so lucky to have that place on our doorstep. Really, it's so good. Great staff, really dedicated, incredible technology and development they're doing in this. Incredible. We hosted 40 kids from Baltic-Yarsh as well last week and a half ago. They came in on a tour of the UK and finished up in East Grinstead. They went to Imberhorn for a morning and then came up to Eastcourt and got their crossing the Meridian line certificates. And I think the teacher there is a lady called Florence, and I think that was her 15th trip. Which is fantastic. So a relationship with our twinning towns actually is really cool. It's very important. And then lastly, I just made a quick mention about the East Grinstead Choral Society. They're a bit of a hidden gem. They are a world-class choral society. I'm not even joking. Their sound they produce is quite incredible. I really recommend people book tickets for their next performances. I think it's HMS Pinafore, I think, the next one, which is good fun. And they've also got something going on in December as well for a Christmas concert. So I really recommend it if you can go. It's fantastic. So that's just a taster, really, on that. Thank you very much. Also, just to finish off, a very quick thank you to everybody on council for their support and help and guidance to me over the last 11 and a bit months, or 11 months really. I've only got about 30 more sleeps to go. But no, it's been great. And I feel really lucky that you guys are in the camp and are there for me and Maria. So we're really grateful to everybody. So thank you very much for that. Right, that's me done. Item number 5 is to receive such communications as the leader of the council may desire to lay before the council. I'm going to hand over to Councillor Mrs. Farron.
Thank you, Sam. So, firstly, we're getting to the start of our summer celebrations, and this will commence on the 8th of May. I'm bringing it up today because obviously the next meeting is going to be after this. So the 8th of May is obviously the 80th anniversary of VE Day, and that starts off at 9 AM with a proclamation at the Mayoral, so if anyone wants to go there. And then obviously the flag will then be risen after the proclamation has been read. We'll move on then from 6 PM, there'll be celebrations at St George's Field, concluding with the beacon lighting, which is a national event going on, that will be at 9:30 PM as dusk hits. I'll move with that later in May. Also, I do want to just mention what a fabulous annual town meeting we had this year. Not only did we have the Bluebell Roam as mentioned, we did also obviously have James with us and to present somebody with the freedom of the parish that hasn't been done for, I think, did we say it's been done twice in the past since the war. Just been a truly inspirational year of 2024, running his 366 marathons in 366 days to raise funds for the Samaritans. I went home inspired. I know Councillor Reeves went home inspired because she went running the next morning. So I feel like she really did a good job. Not a marathon, not my marathon. And the last thing I just want to say is, obviously we as a parish council, at present, the word devolution is coming around for West Sussex and for Sussex in general. There is nothing for us at the moment, but obviously this is going to be a moving feast, and as information comes through, obviously we'll be sharing it, and obviously sharing it with our residents as well, so as soon as we have anything, but just so that everybody knows that we are working on it and wait more information. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Mrs. Farron. Brilliant. Item number 6 is to dispose of any business outstanding from the last minute. I don't think there is any, is there? So we'll move on to item number 7. Item number 7 is to receive and consider the minutes of our committees. And we're going to start off with planning. Councillor Gibbs, if you can kick us off, please.
Thank you.
We need a second, and then comments, and then approval. Thank you.
First of all, I believe we're deferring the minutes from the 24th of February until the planning meeting on Wednesday, so I'll skip those. But I would like members to receive and consider the minutes from the 3rd of the 2nd, 25, which are page numbers 135 to 138, minute numbers 279 to 286, and the meeting from the minutes from the meeting of the 17th of March 25, page numbers 148 to 149, minute numbers 318 to 327. Get those right. I have a second of that.
I'll second that, Chair.
Thank you very much. Does anyone have any questions on those minutes? Fantastic.
All those in favour?
All those in favour, please. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Lee. Next up is the Environmental and Sustainable Travel Committee. That was me. I would like to just say a very quick thank you to the committee. First of all, sorry, Lee, I'm not trying to make you because I didn't.
No, actually, that's very good.
I'm sure you do.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
If we committed that, that would be outstanding.
I'll get Sam Clark to that then. No, thank you to everybody on the environment. It's been a bit of a tricky year in terms of what we're doing, but we're now really focused on a few things, which is really great. So really value everybody's opinion and input and their time. I would like to propose the Environmental and Sustainable Travel Committee on the 6th of March 2025, pages number 141 to 143, minutes 296 to 306. Can I have a second?
Happy to second
Thank you
that.
very much. Also, has anybody got any queries or questions for the press? All those in favour? Thank you very much. Okay, next up is
Public services. Yes, I'd like to thank everyone on the committee for their time and dedication this year. As always, public services consider some of the most important topics, I think, to lots of our constituents are wonderful, amazing hospital and the changes and the exciting plans they have there, and obviously police comes up high on our agenda. So I'm very grateful for everyone's time and consideration. In which case, I would like to ask everyone to receive and consider the minutes for the meeting on the 13th of the 3rd, 2025, page numbers 144 to 147, minutes numbers 307 to 317. Can I have a second?
I'd like to second that, Tom.
Any comments or questions? All those in favour?
Thanks a lot. Thank you, Councillor Mrs. Ridge. Next up is amenities and tourism. Councillor Wood.
Thank you, Town Mayor. Equally, I'd like to thank the committee and also the officers and the staff and the effort they put into running the services around town. I won't go into any detail on the agenda or the meeting minutes. You did a superb job of explaining at the annual town meeting some coming from A&T. So without further ado, I'd like to propose the minutes of the meeting held on the 20th of March 2025. Page numbers 150, 153, minute numbers 328, 341. May I have a second?
I'm happy to second that, Tom.
Thank you. Any comment? No? All those in favour?
Thank you very much. Thank you. And last but not least, Councillor Mrs. Farron.
Thank you.
Finance and general purposes.
Finance general purposes. Well, I'm going to start off because I'm going to thank the officers because obviously a lot of the work behind the scenes is done by the officers, and then obviously through the committees. So to thank the committees all for their hard work, sending their plans and their proposals through to finance and general purposes. And well done, my committee, for agreeing with them. So thank you for them. So I would like to propose the minutes held of the meeting on the 27th of March 2025. Pages 154 to 156, minutes 342 to 354. Please may I have a second?
I'd like to second that motion.
Thank you. Any questions?
All those in
All
favour?
those
Either or. That's Gary, thank you very much. Great work this last civic year from everybody on the committees. Thank you very much for all your hard work and time, effort and dedication. Item number 8 is working parties. Councillor Mrs. Farron will share details of the proposed membership of each of the proposed working parties, starting with devolution and then the business plan for the town. Do you want me to?
We're not showing members today.
Okay,
We're just going to choose the number of people that we're going to have in it.
fine.
Okay.
Do we need to decide that now?
And the proposal is 8.
8, okay, fine. So we propose eight members on each committee or working party. Can I have a second?
Second, huh?
Thank you very much. Does anybody have any questions with regards to those two working parties? Okay, all those in favour? Thank you very much. Item number 9 is to consider the adoption of the updated financial regulations which were attached to the agenda, which incorporate recent legislative changes relating to procurement. I'm really glad I pronounced legislative. Well, I'm quite worried about that earlier on. Sections 5.3, 5.5 and 5.9. So 5.3 is for a contract for the supply of goods, services or works where the estimated value will exceed the threshold set by Parliament. The full requirements of the Procurement Act 2023 and the Procurement Regulations 2024 or any superseding legislation must be followed in respect of the tendering, award and notification of that contract. 5.5 is for contracts estimated to be over £30,000 including VAT. The Council must comply with requirements of the legislation regarding the publication of invitations and notices. There's a simplified wording on that with the removal of advertising of contract opportunities and the publication of notices about the award of contracts. And then lastly, 5.9 is contracts must not be split to avoid compliance with these rules. So there's it's a simplified wording and removal of into smaller lots. I'd like to approve these on block, please. Can I have a second? Thank you. Does anybody have any questions with regards to those? Councillor?
Just to know, I spotted and the town clerk has updated a couple of wordings that I think were in error. Minor things.
Okay, thank you very much. Anybody else have any points?
Can I just ask, just clarification, you have to invite for over 50,000 for contracts, or people, but you don't have to have 4 quotes, is that right? So if some people decided not to quote, you just go with the quotes that you've received?
Okay, we have to demonstrate that we've invited the minimum number to tender, to quote. If they choose, if we don't receive all of them, then you can still resolve to proceed based on the tenders you have received, yes.
Thank you.
All those, Councillor Discovery.
Thank you. I just wondered, how often, if you've got a contract, it renews with them, is there a term that the contractors can only do it, serve it once, or can they do it more times?
I think they can. I think that would be down to council to decide. Yeah, there's nothing I'm aware of that says...
Yes, some councils do have a limit, and I just wondered if ours did, but not as far as you know.
As far as I'm aware.
So if they win the tender and...
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
thank you.
Good question. Thank you very much. Okay, we'll just need to go for approval, please. Councillor Pond.
Sorry, and apologies for not standing last time. In relation to 5.10, where there's exceptions, just wanted to understand the requirement to obtain competitive prices in relation. There's a couple of carve-outs in essence. It would just be to say, I'm assuming that's in relation to the aforementioned clauses above. And if it doesn't need to be competitive, go to competitive prices, does it just go to normal committee? I just wonder whether we need to specify exactly where it goes in that instance.
It would, depending on the item being requiring the quote, it would go to that appropriate committee. I think this is relating to where it's a specialist task or piece of work where we just can't go out to tender because there isn't the availability of tenderee to approach. So that's where those exceptions apply. So if it was something particularly niche that we needed to do.
Right, thank you. Badges.
Badges.
That's right. Okay, thank you, Councillor. Rob, those recommendations, please. Thank you very much. Okay, last bang the gavel. Just a reminder, the date of the next meeting is the annual Town Council on the Tuesday 13th of May, which is John's big night.
No, it's not big night.
No, it's your big night. Thank you very much, everybody, for this evening. Very much appreciated. And I'll call that now at 19:25. Thank you.
Recording stopped.